Good evening and welcome to a very cold and wet McMullen Park, the setting for what could be a title tipping test for Real Bedford this evening. It's 4 changes for Rob Sinclair from that team that fell short against Langford. Tom Wood returns to the starting lineup and there's a new addition to the squad, Curtis Hartley. For the visitors, well, it's their first test of 2023, having not played since their demolishing of fellow Northamptonians Sillaby Rangers in the derby. George Holman, who bagged 3 goals in that festive fixture. Wood centralised, Duckett then therefore on the left, and Owusu playing then that wing-back role. And his first few touches of the ball are very, very nice. Led on, Walker to Brown. Brown still going, well saved by Lashley. Walker, though, gets a decent touch to it and tried to pick up the scraps that were left by a lazy Chenecks defence. That was a bright start from Real Bedford, a far cry from the performance that we saw in that game versus Langford. Right into the face of Archie May. It's Fuller to Duckett, who tries to go for that long ball over the top. It holds up slightly in the wind, meaning that Brown can get onto it. Brown still going, he has a shot, but it's taken ever so well by Brad Lashley. Walker. Swung in, and it could work out nicely! It does just that. Jordan Brown on the score sheet once more. Quick thinking from Hartley to release Walker, and Brown toe pokes it home. Walker, it's more his. That loose ball could be picked up well by Eddie Corbett. Doesn't find himself in this position that often, but my goodness, does he make amends for it. Excellent work. Give Eddie Corbett an inch and he'll take a yard. A teenage midfielder doubles Real Bedford's advantage, picking up off a poor ball at the back from Chenecks. Found himself in an unusual position, but it doesn't look like that from the his 3rd of his Real Bedford career. And well, you have to look back to performances like London Tigers back in November, where they had this sort of control in the first half at least. Owusu is still going, and he does make those sort of runs, and he had options either side of him. Knight seems to have half the pitch to himself there. Now Walker just gets a slightly heavier touch and all out to Hartley, and Brown's in the middle. That's a good header, and Clifford was at point blank range. Decided to go with the 3-wood and try and nail it home. Wood. It's like an episode of Total Wipeout, this. Players falling and tripping and stumbling, but Holman's still going. It's saved well by McGregor. Used his feet with his head. It's from Holman, who's been kept quiet for the majority of the game. "20 minutes played of this second half. Lovely ball, Brown. Flag stays down for now. Jordan Brown still going. Corbett picks up the pieces. Eddie Corbett gets his 2nd and Bedford's 3rd. Clinical goal-scoring opportunity for Eddie Corbett, who's just been in the right place at the right time this evening. McGrath with a perfectly weighted ball. The run of the ground working to his favour. Lashley, who we praised in the first half for keeping hold of those sort of saves, this time just lets one slip, and Eddie Corbett makes him pay for that blunder.
Ullman, who came back to try and get it. Clifford, Corbett's away now. Lovely ball to Brown. It's a 2-on-1 at the back here. Brown, loitering, Walker. Tries to go against the grain.
Sinclair is not far from the lips, so therefore a perfect inclusion to this Real Bedford setup as they push for the trophy here in Spartan Midlands Division 1 rather than League 1. Wilson on the turn. Can he get a shot off? McGregor, desperate to keep his clean sheet, headed out by Luke Knight, goes out for a corner.
Corner ball, Holman. Shot taken, Clifford deflected, Corbett gets rid. Now Walker. Burnside was calling for it in a little bit more space. Holman holds up play. Can Chenecks get something from this game? They will. Dylan Wilson with a consolation effort late on. Ball in from Holman, not dealt with by the defenders, and Wilson nods it into a relatively empty net. McGregor far from pleased with losing out on his clean sheet. Whistle blown, and it's a very different 3-1 scoreline to that of 8 days ago. Real Bedford turn it around when they need it most. Final score here at McMullen Park, Real Bedford 3, Northampton 0 and Chenecks 1.